Edward here from the Crypto Viewing Group, and I am going to do another shameless plug for my friends, my wife and I, our friends at Austin American Shaman, which is here in Austin, Texas. And I do not feel bad at all about doing another shameless plug, another plug for these folks. These are good people on a mission, and what they have to offer could not be more timely. Could not be more timely, in my opinion. CBD is I do my wife and I do not do pharmaceuticals. We have no pharmaceuticals that we use ever. Well, she had a tooth extracted. I think she may have done some painkiller. Maybe that's it. We do not support the pharmaceutical industry. I have an anxiety panic attack, a panic and anxiety disorder. I've had it for half of my life. Half of my life. And what does that mean, panic and anxiety disorder, if someone has not experienced a real panic attack or high anxiety? Because it's more than just going, oh man, I'm afraid, I'm freaking out, I don't know what to do. It's way beyond that, way beyond that. Those who have panic attacks know what I mean. It's not just sitting there worrying about things. For me personally, my panic attacks began about 25 years ago. And they started to happen. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was wrong with me. They started when I was walking through the city in Chicago. And suddenly I was getting tunnel vision. And it felt like I was walking, maybe a foot off of the ground or something like that. And that freaked me out. I felt like I was going to fall. I felt like I was going to pass out. I was going to faint. I was the fear was that if I were to become overwhelmed and faint and fall in the street in the city, I was completely vulnerable to somebody picking my pocket, being attacked, whatever, man. Just a thousand things went through my mind of total terror. And those episodes, unfortunately, became more regular. I had no idea what was going on. All I knew was that I needed to get back to my apartment as soon as possible because that was where I could go, lay down, take a nap, and I'd feel better. The worst of it was I was out walking in the city. The sensation came on, tunnel vision began. I started to get freaked out, and it got so bad that I actually blacked out. I went blind. I couldn't see. I couldn't see. Luckily, I was able to sit down before I fell over and cracked my head open on a sidewalk or a curb or something like that, or fall into the street, get run over, or worse. I sat down. I couldn't see. Terrified. My vision came back. I was able to get home, get back to my apartment as fast as I could, lay down, take a nap, and I felt okay. Had no idea what was wrong with me. I thought I had a brain tumor. Maybe I was anemic. You name it. I was trying to self-diagnose. One evening, one evening, I'm watching TV, and an infomercial comes on. And the infomercial was for something called attacking anxiety. And who watches infomercials? But as soon as this one began, they had testimonials, and these people were describing exactly what I was experiencing. You become afraid of the symptoms. It's not you don't know, finding out what it is that you're afraid of takes a lot of inner work. But when an anxiety and a panic disorder begins, what happens is you become afraid of the symptoms. And that's exactly where I was. I was afraid of the symptoms. I was afraid of the tunnel vision, getting dizzy, uh, losing my eyesight again. I was terrified of those symptoms. I was terrified of being on the train in Chicago on the L and having a panic attack and fainting on the train. And it was just terrifying. So I watched that entire infomercial. I watched the whole thing. And it changed. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. It was the answer to what was happening. It's what was happening to me. Needless to say, I got the program, and I went through the program, and it helped a lot. And it helped me to learn about my mind, my stress, my fears, how my brain was working, about cortisol in my brain being released as a fight or flight reaction to stress. Even when there is no real stress, the brain still releases the cortisol, and if you don't, it's for fight or flight. So if I'm not fighting or I'm not flying, I'm stuck with all this cortisol in my brain, and it causes a lot of problems. So I learned. I still get those symptoms. I still get those symptoms. I'll get them when I'm driving my car. And I'll get sensations where I feel like if you've ever been on an airplane where it suddenly drops a couple of 100 feet, or if you're in an elevator and it drops a couple of floors and your stomach just drops out, I still get those kinds of attacks. I deal with them better, but the only thing that has been able to get rid of them within 30 seconds is CBD. CBD. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. In the previous video, when I'm standing there talking to Gene over at Austin American Shaman, and I told him CBD is the only thing that was ever able to cure that. I was not kidding. I'm speaking from personal experience. As a person who lives with a panic and anxiety disorder, CBD is the only thing that's ever been able to help me in a situation like that. So this is my shameless plug for my friends over at Austin American Shaman. Gene and his lovely wife. Great people. Their business is hurting, like every business is hurting right now. And in my opinion, they offer something that is very, very useful to people right now. This is a very stressful time. It's a very scary time. People are dealing with this however they're dealing with it. We're not used to this. I just checked the numbers. The United States is now over 100,000 confirmed cases of the coronavirus. This is a real, real world situation, and it's not to be taken lightly. If you're dealing with stress, if you're dealing with anxiety, if you're having trouble sleeping, if you're having physical pain, CBD, in my opinion, helps that. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. If you need some product, I'll have the link below. Reach out to Gene over at Austin American Shaman. They ship anywhere in the US for free. They'll ship anywhere around the world, but there is a charge for the shipping. Check them out, or just give them a call. The best people. you saw in the previous video, they are just real people, and they care, and they want to help. And in this period, in what's happening now, they definitely are helping. So that's my plug for these friends of mine. And it's a shameless plug, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm speaking from personal experience. This is what I use. So thank you so much. Many more to come, and be safe out there.